So it started. What to say? I'm kind of far away. Wait, let me come closer. So, my apologies for persons who are waiting for me to upload last week Saturday. Okay, but we're doing it today. So today we're going to be talking about what I've learned and what I've been learning. For those who don't know, I am actively seeking my driver's license. So I've been taking driving lessons for the past 3 weeks, ever since the start of November, to learn driving, because that was one of my goals for the year, to get a license and to buy a vehicle. But the buying the vehicle part kind of shaky, but I'm definitely getting my license, or at least working towards completing that goal. And so if you're a person who's been wondering, this year has passed me by so much, how am I gonna get my goals accomplished? Just track and see what you've actually done to reach and accomplish the goal that you've set, because sometimes we set timelines and they're not going to work out. That's simply how it is. But we trust God and we put in the effort and the hard work, it can come to pass. As I said, I've been learning driving, and one issue I've been increasingly seeing in myself is the issue of impatience. And my driving instructor said, Jewelle, you can't be so quick to rush gas. You can't be so quick to bust corner. So like, Jewelle, you need to slow down. You need to slow down. Oh my goodness, it's drizzling. I realized that I had an issue with impatience before, but now it became more so prevalent how important it was for me to just be patient and to take my time and learn. I learned that driving is like waiting on God. And when you're learning how to drive, you have to have the driving instructor in the passenger seat. You have to listen to their instructions. You have to stop when they say stop. You have to slow down when they say slow down. You have to speed up when they say speed up. You have to be able to answer the questions that they give you, because if you don't know the answer to the questions, you'll fail the test. Yes, it's a passing shower. It's light, so I have to continue here. So yes, if you don't listen to the driving instructor, you will fail the test. And you can endanger both yourself and the driving instructor. And so I thought to myself, boy, this is like how it be with God, in our relationship with God. This life, we're living it for the first time and the only time. But God is the creator of life. And His Word and His Holy Spirit gives us instructions on how to deal with life. And if we're not listening to Him, and if we're not paying keen attention to His Spirit, when He says go, when He says stop, when He says wait, when He requires you to study His Word so that you can draw nearer to Him and be more aware of your circumstances and what is happening in the world, then you will fail the test. On Judgment Day, all our works will come into judgment. So I thought to myself, when I was in the vehicle, I remember constantly she would keep on berating me about a particular thing, and I was getting fed up, because even though she was telling me, like for example, we're at a blind corner, I could hear that no vehicles were coming, and I could see that there was no vehicles on the road. So when she said drive forward a little bit more, I thought she meant go, because I knew that there were no vehicles coming. And she said, Gittins, you can't just rush forward ahead, and you can't, suppose a vehicle was started barreling right into us, we could have gotten into an accident. And internally, I was like, but I knew no vehicle was coming. And so many times I found myself getting annoyed that she was telling me things. But then I had to pedal back and say, like, no, Jewelle, you can't be stubborn in this situation. She's the instructor. If you don't listen to her instructions, you will not learn the right way. Because there's a way of learning how to drive. And if you drive that way, that can serve in life. And what she's teaching me is the right way. And that's what God is teaching us, the right way to live, the right way to walk with Him, to be obedient. Don't be concerned. My driving instructor told me, Jewelle, don't be concerned how you see them speeding up or passing you or looking like they know what they're doing and they cutting across and they're not singing and whatnot. You drive. Because when you drive, you're not only driving for yourself, you're driving for the other drivers as well. And I heard someone say that as well. As she said, when you drive, you're not driving for yourself, you're driving for everybody around you. So you also have to think about that. In this life, we are not just living our lives for ourselves, we're living our lives for Christ. And what persons see is how they will experience Christ. So if you're a driver and you're driving on the road and you're driving selfishly, persons can become afraid of not wanting to learn how to drive because they say, oh, people always drive stupid, so why would I want to drive? I'm get into an accident because somebody drives stupid. So when you understand the right way, and she told me that it's called defensive driving. The greatest offense is a good defense. That's the quote that I learned. That's really what I've been learning, how it is with God. In this life, it can be very frustrating not understanding how things are working out, or things seem to be taking too long for you to learn or understand. But I give you what God told me, what my driving instructor told me, and what my church has been saying. Slow down, be simple, be patient. Don't rush ahead because you think you know better. No, be patient. Be patient because it is your safety and the safety of others requires it. I learned that you have to be patient. That learning to drive feels like the walk with God in this life. You have to be obedient, you have to listen, you have to study, and you have to be willing to stop when He says stop. No, not willing. You have to stop when He says stop. You have to go when He says go. You have to wait when He says wait, because your life and others are at stake. So yeah, that's what I've been learning during driving class. A little life update. I've been writing a bit more. What I was doing with my planting. I'll show you guys my plants afterwards. But okay guys, that's all for me for today. I was trying to be a little cozy girl, sitting on in the grass with my pillow, but then the rain came. But okay. Bye. And these are my plants. Maybe another time I'll do a tour of my plants, but yeah. Alright, that's all from me, guys.
I'm trying to be like Jesus. I'm far